June, from The Vision of Sir Launfal by James Russell Lowell. Over his keys, the musing organist, beginning doubtfully and far away, first lets his fingers wander as they list, and builds a bridge from dreamland for his lay. Then, as the touch of his loved instrument gives hope and fervor, nearer draws his theme, first guessed by faint auroral flushes sent along the wavering vista of his dream. Not only around our infancy doth heaven with all its splendors lie, daily with souls that cringe and plot, we Sinai's climb and know it not. Over our manhood bend the skies, against our fallen and traitor lives. The great winds utter prophecies, with our faint hearts the mountain strives. Its arms outstretched, the druid wood waits with its benedicite, and to our age's drowsy blood still shouts the inspiring sea. Earth gets its price for what earth gives us. The beggar is taxed for a corner to die in. The priest hath his fee for who comes and shrives us. We bargain for the graves we lie in. At the devil's booth are all things sold. Each ounce of dross costs its ounce of gold. For a cap and bells our lives we pay. Bubbles we buy with a whole soul's tasking. 'Tis heaven alone that is given away. 'Tis only God may be had for the asking. No price is set on the lavish summer. June may be had by the poorest comer. And what is so rare as a day in June? And if ever come perfect days, then heaven tries on earth if it be in tune, and over it softly her warm ear lays. Whether we look or whether we listen, we hear life murmur, our sea it glisten. Every clod feels a stir of might, an instinct within it that reaches and towers, and groping blindly above it for light, climbs to a soul in grass and flowers. The flush of life may be well seen, thrilling back over hills and valleys. The cowslip startles in meadows green. The buttercup catches the sun in its chalice, and there's never a leaf nor a blade too mean to be some happy creature's palace. The little bird sits at his door in the sun, atilt like a blossom among the leaves, and lets his illumined being o'errun with the deluge of summer it receives. His mate feels the eggs beneath her wings, and the heart in her dumb breast flutters and sings. He sings to the wide world, and she to her nest. In the nice ear of nature, which song is the best? Now is the high tide of the year, and whatever of life hath ebbed away comes flooding back with a ripply cheer into every bare inlet and creek and bay. Now the heart is so full that a drop overfills it. We are happy now because God wills it. No matter how barren the past may have been, 'tis enough for us now that the leaves are green. We sit in the warm shade and feel right well how the sap creeps up and the blossoms swell. We may shut our eyes, but we cannot help knowing that skies are clear and grass is growing. The breeze comes whispering in our ear that dandelions are blossoming near, that maize has sprouted, that streams are flowing, that the river is bluer than the sky, that the robin is plastering his house hard by, and if the breeze kept the good news back for other couriers, we should not lack We could guess it all by yon heifer's lowing. And hark, how clear, bold Chanticleer, warmed with the new wine of the year, tells all in his lusty crowing. And I'm reminded of different things, right? Druid comes from the word drioid, which just means oak. So a druid is not what we tend to think. Well, I don't know what we tend to think, but what I tend to think. I thought growing up that druid was like some type of priest or something. It only meant white dudes living amongst oak trees. That's it. Well, there were different races and stuff in Europe too, but so them too, but that's and the bending over, Nuit and Hadit, the personifications of, as a god and goddess. In that case, it's the woman, the heavenly woman and the earthly man motif.